Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to a very, very special effort, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually a superhero movie. I caught the pre-screening and it was a sneak preview, and I had to stand and applaud those unsung heroes who we actually do not even talk about. We never even consider them seriously. That's how much this movie impacted me personally on a personal level. So it's an honor to have the producer, the director, and also one of the key actors, somebody I'm a big fan of, Nana Sahab. Good to see you in person. Vivek ji and Pallavi ji, good to see you in person. Yeah. Otherwise we keep connecting. Yeah. So let me ask you, as the producer of the movie, when you look back at the vaccine war and then look a little further back at the Kashmir files, how do you see the journey?
I see a wonderful journey. And after a very, very long time, because I've spent almost 50 years in front of the camera now.
Kitty?
50 years.
50?
This year I complete 50 years.
You're senior to me.
So, for the last few years since Vivek and I collaborated and decided to make a certain kind of cinema, it has been a very fulfilling journey. Because although Buddha in a Traffic Jam didn't do well commercially and we just got a little technical release, but then the way the film got a following a few years down the line and almost became a cult movie, the way Tashkent Files was received by people, and it went on to become the sleeper hit of the year, and that gave us a little more confidence, and we came up with Kashmir Files, and of course no need to talk about what happened to that film. But suddenly after that, not being under the pressure of making another huge blockbuster and again coming down and, you know, saying this very sweet, beautiful story which is full of victory of the Indian scientific minds, and especially the women of India, I look at this journey as extremely fulfilling.
But filmmakers have this thing, no? Jam से आप files में आए तो फिर धीरे धीरे ग्राफ ऊपर चलने लगा, फिर files पे ही रहे तो और ग्राफ ऊपर गया, right? That's what happened. Then wasn't the Delhi files going to happen? So there was the next files. So you would have gone perhaps to 1,000, 1,500 crore from 300-400 crore. What made you change to war and come to a subject like the vaccine war? Why would somebody want to make such a boring story? I know the director is itching, but I'm going to ask the producer. Who convinced who?
We had a dialogue. There was, I don't think anyone convinced anyone. We both had a dialogue, and
dialogue is a very, very diplomatic.
Okay. We had a talk, and Vivek proposed this idea, and I immediately saw the merit in it, because after Kashmir Files, the expectations from us were suddenly skyrocketing. And it's not possible for every film to do exceptionally well, and every film to win lots of awards. What our intention was to tell good stories, and frankly we weren't ready with the research of Delhi Files. And we had started with the research on vaccine war, which we were planning to do once the trilogy is over, the Files trilogy is over. But then our research was also, we wanted to do more research because Delhi Files has a huge canvas, and a lot of research for vaccine war was already underway. So we thought, let's take a break. I think we were also a little too saturated with our files. We thought this will give us, a new idea. This will just give us a clean break, and maybe we can then concentrate and focus better on Delhi Files.
Delhi Files. See, you're not on social media.
No.
He is. So did you decide, let me check what's going viral, and did you end up with the book?
Is that
how you stumbled on it?
Brilliant. No, actually, I got to know about the book later. First, see, I don't know if you followed or not, when we were going to shoot Kashmir Files and the lockdown happened, so we all were sitting at home, my all boys, researchers, everybody was sitting at home, and I am very spiritually inclined, okay. So I always think about cosmos, life, this, that. मेरा दिमाग में बहुत चलता है. I make a lot of videos, these kind of things. So when lockdown happened, I realized the entire world for the first time is thinking only about death. The collective consciousness of planet Earth was death. Correct?
Correct.
And And suddenly after 7 months, when India made our own vaccine, or the world, lots of other countries made, people forgot about that, and now we are
Life and
revenge
hope,
holidaying, revenge shopping and all that. That made me think, what is it that in between happened? Okay, which took collective consciousness from death to collective consciousness to partying. Who are these middlemen in between? So I started researching on this vaccine politics. Vaccine is a great politics, you know, even now it's going on. If you see my timeline, the anti-vaxxers are trolling me non-stop. And then
So there is an ecosystem and there is a ecosystem.
yeah, and that's when I found this book going viral. It's a very short book. Everybody should read it. Film is fine, but they should. I didn't know that we had a monkey issue, and scientists had to go it. I didn't know that Shia Muslims got stuck in Iran, and scientists got them back. I didn't know that India was one of the 5 countries to isolate the virus. Forget that. We conducted a research with Indian Institute of Management, and we found that almost 80% plus people didn't even know that this science is called virology. And just to tell you, just few days ago, we had a screening for IIM Ahmedabad. So in the theater, so मैंने बोला वहाँ पे कि people didn't know about this. आपको तो पता ही होगा. So you know what this science is called. You won't believe it. Except for 5-6 hands, nobody knew. Even though which means there is no awareness about science fields.
And
other
this
than
stream that virologists are there.
yeah, the main. That's why the first scene of the film we have shown that virologist को भी मुर्गा बना देते हैं. So that is one thing we found out, and the second thing we found out that in India people don't know. And even before seeing this film, कल भी जो आए थे किसी को ये नहीं पता था कि ICMR and NIV made this. People don't know that India is one of those great countries which have a NIV or BSL-4 lab. There are only 6 WHO approved BSL-4 labs. India is one of them.
India is one.
Wuhan was made in 2017. Our lab was in 2011.
11.
Our director NIV is one of the most respected scientists in the world. We don't know. So we said, let's make a real superhero film and celebrate India's victory with these superheroes.
पर इनको कैसे मनाया? He picks offbeat subjects, yes. He picks offbeat characters also. But how did you convince him to play Dr. Balram Bhargav?
पता नहीं, मैं I don't know, वो वही बता पाएंगे, पर मुझे इतना पता है कि मैंने उनको ये बोला कि भाई this is a story of an ordinary man doing extraordinary thing. क्या extraordinary thing? मैंने कहा वो India can't do it mindset से he changes it to India can do it, and that's it. After that we never discussed anything.
सही कह रहे हैं?
हाँ बिल्कुल. नहीं, एक तो कश्मीर फाइल के बाद, वो सक्सेस के बाद इस तरह की फिल्म करना, ये तो बड़ी मतलब अलग बात थी. क्योंकि हर कोई कहता था कि नहीं 200 करोड़ की 300 करोड़ की फिल्म बनाओ, और उसमें जाके एक बंदा कहता है नहीं मुझे इस किस्म की फिल्म करनी. और जिस तरह से बयां किया उन्होंने, जो कैरेक्टर है कि नाना ये ऐसा है, तो मैं हमेशा हर डायरेक्टर को पूछता हूँ मुझे क्यों ले रहे हो, क्या वजह है, मेरे पास क्यों आए हो. हालांकि उनको सभी ने कहा था उसके पास मत जाओ यार, बकवाद आदमी है, मारामारी करता है, गाली गलौज करता है, तो हैंडल करना बहुत मुश्किल है. जैसे हमने तिरंगा की थी तो लोगों ने कहा था ये फिल्म पूरी ही नहीं होगी, 2 सरफिरे है राजकुमार और नाना पाटेकर, तो ये फिल्म पूरी नहीं होगी. तो खैर, तो मैंने जैसे उसने मुझे कहा कि नाना ये इस तरह का किरदार है, तो मैंने कहा मैं करूँगा यार. और मुझे भी मालूम नहीं था. आज भी वो जो इंटरव्यू दे रहे हैं, ये बोल रही है, ये बोल रहे, तो मैं अपने आप को बिल्कुल अनाड़ी समझता हूँ. मुझे कुछ नहीं मालूम, मुझे कुछ आता नहीं, कुछ मालूम नहीं था. इसने जो बताया वो मैं करता गया, और कन्विंस करने की बात थी नहीं. मैं जैसे ही कहा तो मुझे वो अच्छा लगा. एक ही दिन आया, वो खेत पे आया था, हमने खाना खाया और बाद में बातें करते रहे. तो मैंने कहा
But was he the first choice?
In Vivek's mind.
In Vivek's mind,
Yeah.
but not in your mind.
No, because we didn't know that Vivek was thinking of Nana, so we were thinking of all sorts of possibilities.
कौन होता है अजून?
सांगते नंतर.
नहीं मैं तो बोला ना. और जहन में कौन थे?
नहीं आता सांगा.
कौन जहन?
I had thought of KK Menon because he kind of, I thought, looked like Balram
in terms of
Bhargav.
height and all
in
that.
terms of height and everything. And then we were also looking at some other names, but then I think what was really important in this film was for the actor to look like the scientist. We had also, tried to go as close to the real people as possible.
Yeah, thank God. Yesterday I must say at the screening, he was standing between you and Dr. Priya Abraham. You people are looking so identical. But please complete. So then?
So that's why I was thinking in those terms. But then Vivek came up with Nana's name, and I'd never visualized Nana the way he looks in the film. So for me, it was like, I said, how can Nana play this character? He doesn't look like Dr. Bhargav at all. And then Vivek said, no. Vivek wanted to bring out those qualities of Dr. Bhargav, that the way he.
पल्लवी का ये था कि भाई वो लखनऊ के हैं और वो उनका अंदाज बात करने का डिफरेंट है. नाना इज अ महाराष्ट्र मराठी इनकी लैंग्वेज कैसे होगा. पर मेरा ये
लैंग्वेज वर्नाक तो लैंग्वेज ऑफ द स्लेव्स है सर. हम तो आजाद
हम रीजनल लोग हैं.
रीजनल लोग हैं. लैंग्वेज सर
नहीं
तो
मराठी मानसर.
मेरा क्राइटेरिया ये था. मैंने बाकी फिल्म मैंने कहा बाकी तो देखो ऑथर बैक रोल है. किसी को मैं आपको भी दे दूं, मैं भी खड़ा हो जाऊं तो ऑथर बैक इतना है कि अगर कोई बस डायलॉग ही बोल दे तो वो उसकी तारीफ होगी. मेरा सिर्फ ये था कि लास्ट में जब वो बोले इंडिया कैन डू इट, तो हर भारतीय को विश्वास होना चाहिए यस इंडिया कैन डू इट.
तो उसमें नाना का सिग्नेचर हाथ तो आया, बट वो अंदाज वाज वेरी डिफरेंट.
और इनका
whose choice was that?
एक चीज बता, एक चीज नोटिस की कि उसमें 6-7 बार नाना ने बोला इंडिया कैन. एक ही बार लिखा था, हमने थोड़ी 7-8 बार लिखा, पर ही गेव सो मेनी टेक्स और हर टेक में अलग. तो जब मैं एडिटिंग में बैठा तो मैंने कहा कौन सा चूज करें, ये बेटर है, ये बेटर है, ये लगा के देखा. बोला मैं आखिर में फ्रस्ट्रेट हो गया. मैंने कहा सारे लगा दो. तो हमने जितने टेक्स थे सारे का इंडिया कैन डू इट लगा दिया.
But what stood out was it was not over the top. It was not the in your camera, in your face Nana Patekar monologue or that would come in. That was the delivery which we saw in Tiranga, which we've seen in so many other places. Here it was understated. But one thing that stood out, I want to understand how you did it. Which character did you think of when you said that you will bring out कि भाई इतना सारा मेरे अंदर इमोशन है, लेकिन वो ऐसे निकलेगा पर सीधा यहाँ आत्मा पे लग जाएगा.
नहीं, दिस इज व्हाट ही टोल्ड मी. मैंने कुछ अपने दिमाग से कुछ नहीं किया. वहाँ जाने के बाद कुछ होता है ना एक्सटेम्पोर, तुम्हारे जहन से कुछ निकलती है, एक आध दो बातें. तो मैंने बोल भी दी वैसे. तो उसने वो रख दी, वो लिखे हुए नहीं थे तो उसने रख दी कि ना वो ये अच्छा ही है. उसका वो तरीका जो है शूट करने का वो मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा. वो आर्टिस्ट को बिल्कुल इतना कंफर्टेबल करता है. तू कर रहा है वो बहुत अच्छा है, वो सही है उसमें से, और वो जहाँ काटना है वो बराबर काट देता है. तो मुझे कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं हुई थी.
बट द जीनियस ऑफ दिस मैन, आई टेल यू, आई मीन ही ब्रॉट so much reality to that last monologue. Like when she says, she wants to know the technical details, and he says, आप technical details जानना चाहती है, अच्छा बताइए. तो any other actor would have said it as a dialogue. आप technical details जानना चाहती हैं, ठीक है बताइए इन्हें. Nana made it so real. The intonation that he used, technical facts जानना है आपको. I mean, that sing-song thing that he used, and he said, बताइए पांडा जी बताइए. I mean, it becomes so real and it becomes so humorous at the same time,
नहीं, तो उसके औकात है तेरी टेक्निकल समझने की. तो क्या है
इतना अच्छा निकल के आया.
तुम्हारी चुप रहो यार, खरीदी हुई है तू. इस तरह का जो एक था. लेकिन ये सब इसको जाता है. एक तो पहले वो भरोसा, मेरा वो उतना सोफिस्टिकेटेड दिखना, मेरे सभी वो राउडी किस्म के जो रोल्स थे जैसा मैं हूँ. लेकिन इसमें नहीं, मैं वैसा ही हूँ, मैं हूँ जंगली हूँ उधर. तो इसने वो मुझसे वो एक्सपेक्ट करना. और मैं सच कहता हूँ कि मैं कभी कभार, किसी को मालूम नहीं है, लोग ये समझता है कि मैं असल में मैं मारामारी करने वाला नहीं हूँ. मैं करता हूँ, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि मुझे इमोशनल रोल में ज़्यादा सही तरीके से, इसलिए मैं वो अनिल शर्मा की अगली फिल्म कर रहा हूँ. तो इतना कमाल का रोल हो गया, तो वो ज़्यादा पहुँचते हैं.
So no, I understand, but you have also pushed the ante or up the ante with the media. When it releases on Friday, there will be a lot of people who will come at you a little more. So you will be going viral, and there will be a ecosystem versus an ecosystem fight which is going to happen. But why did you have to do it?
See, you have to understand this, and it's a very serious issue. Normally what happens, all this gets lost in controversy and prime time energetic news, but I think it's very important to understand. India is at a very critical point today. The whole world, अभी हम लोग सब घूम के आए बाहर, the entire world is looking at India with so much of optimism, and they are looking at India as a powerful force which is unstoppable. I think it should be a duty of every Indian to support that. It's got nothing to do with government, it's our victory. और ये आज नहीं हो गई है, धीरे धीरे जिन बच्चियों को हमने 20 साल पहले पढ़ाना शुरू किया था, today they are becoming scientists, and that's why India is going far.
Correct.
जिन बच्चियों को तुमने 20 साल पहले empower किया था, आज वो पायलट बन के वर्ल्ड की सबसे बड़ी पायलट फोर्स बनी. So, but then in a crisis, in a war situation where COVID came, there were some people who, beyond any doubt, were working to sell the interest of India. And I think it was very important for me to show it to people that who are our enemies. Ab usme it happened to be that some people in media took the lead. अच्छा, और ये मैंने कोई काल्पनिक नहीं है, it's not that I imagined this. Okay, आप लोग तो कितना अच्छा काम कर रहे थे. There are RJs, I have used RJ Sharat's voice only to give him a tribute, nobody knows it. RJs worked for it, teachers worked for it, media, I've seen your shows, and almost 95% media did very positive coverage at that time, and they also helped reduce vaccine hesitancy. But there were some people who were sold out, and the court has passed a judgment, so that therefore nobody can question it. CBFC also passed it with lots of scrutiny. Experts sat on. People don't know what has gone behind the scene to get this film approved.
When you single out certain people, you've tried to take on the 5%, which are by perhaps trying to discredit the country. But have you not compromised the 95% who held up the, the flag and who worked for the country? Why do you want to make them heroes? This question happens. If you put a list of 14 or you single out one group there, you are actually highlighting them and giving them prominence, saying, "Bhai, तुम्हारे करने से हमको फर्क पड़ता है." That's another counter. What do you think about that?
No, I think that they should be brought in the limelight, because I think for far too long we've had this habit of, let it be. There is a section of people like this. As long as they are not doing anything to you, let it go. Let it go.
I will say why this is the thought process that he, as Balram Bhargav says, and Nana Sahib says it, that where he says that when you get into a fight with a pig, you get dirty and the pig enjoys it.
Yeah.
So why do you want to do it? That's the thought.
But it doesn't mean you will never ever get into fight with a pig. When pig destroys.
कहीं तो शुरुआत करनी पड़ेगी, कभी तो शुरुआत करनी पड़ेगी यार. एक बार छोड़ दिया, 2 बार, 10 बार तो लगातार तुम करते रहोगे तो एक दिन तो हमें तेरी गिरेबान पकड़ूंगा, 1-2 चाटे लगा दूंगा. क्या चल रहा है यार? ये तो होगा ना, ये तो होगा. कहीं तो फ्रस्ट्रेशन आता है, कभी बहुत ही होता है. कभी कभार तो ऐसे होता है कि तुम कुछ नहीं बोल रहे, लेकिन तुम्हारे लिए लोग बोलते हैं और उनको चुप कराते हैं.
करेक्ट.
ऐसे भी बहुत होता है. क्योंकि हम वही होता है ना, बिच्छू काट रहा है, फिर वो पानी में गिरता है, फिर मैं बिच्छू को बचाता हूँ, फिर बिच्छू काटता है, तो वो उसका बुरापन नहीं छोड़ा है, मैं अच्छापन क्यों छोड़ूं? लेकिन वो अच्छापन कितना यार, जहर फैल जाएगा तो एक दिन तो उसको वो ठोकाला लगता है ना.
To say that it gives bad name to the entire media is also not right. Pallavi played a sinister professor in the Kashmir Files. Not even one person ever thought that all professors are like that.
But when you showed it, you had a special screening for the ICMR.
Yeah.
What was their reaction? And all these characters, did you actually study them? Did you go live with them to see their mannerisms?
Not the actors, I did. And day before we had a screening for 300 scientists of ICMR plus 100 doctors from AIIMS. And there were only tears in the theatre. And if you have, people will see the film. So the child, Dr. Nivedita Gupta's son, was there. The scene we have shown. He was crying. Their husbands felt so proud of this. See, the monkey story is very interesting. But there is one thing. If you see, they wanted a neurosurgeon, and Dr. Pragya Yadav's husband was working for AFMC. AFMC बोलते हैं ना, Army Medical. He's a surgeon, neurosurgeon in Army. And there was no possibility to get a neurosurgeon who was specialized in this thing. There was nobody. She sought his help. And then government of India से permission लेनी थी, तो from army and all that was done like overnight within. So government
tape लाल फीता शाही गायब हो गई. Like
अरे मैं आपको एक चीज बताता हूँ. I mean we have not shown in the film for variety of reasons. I'll tell you where the government of India really rose to the occasion. One credit should be given, and the world must know this. What the Prime Minister did, a very clever thing. He knew that if we have to make a fast vaccine and handle COVID and mask and PPE, India has bureaucratic, mess.
Yeah.
It will take a lot of time from one department to another. They made all the decision makers in on one table, Air Force, Home Ministry, Aviation Ministry, Transport Ministry, even the Postal Department over there. अच्छा यहाँ पे ये नहीं जाता. Postal Department can deliver some things from here to there. Everybody, so therefore all decision making compressed in like no time, and all of them were sitting in front of you. They made a bubble and all that. Now tell me, if it had happened in a corporate company, people would have said, oh, this CEO is the man of the year.
जब बलराम भार्गव जी से मिले तो क्या बोले आप आपके परफॉर्मेंस?
नहीं उन्होंने वो देखने के बाद वो पूरी आँख भरी हुई है पानी से और आके ऐसे ना, हाँ वी कुड डू इट. मुझे आप मिले नहीं थे, बात नहीं की थी, फिर भी आप कैसे ऐसे हुबहू किया. और वो बहुत सॉफ्ट आदमी है. उसको वो हालात ने उस वक्त को वैसे बना दिया था. अदरवाइज वो बहुत सॉफ्ट है. जो लास्ट का जो शॉट है मेरा और इसका जो बुक देता है,
कुडोस,
तो वो जो है वो वैसा आदमी है, सिंपल आदमी है, लेकिन वो हालात ने उसको उस वक्त वैसे बिहेव करने को मजबूर कर दिया था.
Did anybody say that no, I am not like this?
No.
Any of the characters did
आपने
anybody?
कल खुद ही सुना what they were saying.
Dr.
हाँ वो ये सुन वो
Dr. Nivedita Gupta yesterday, after watching the film, she said that suddenly now there has become so much confusion that every time I see Girija Oak, who's played me, I think this is me, and I'm not the real me, but she's the real me. और and she also said कि और हमारी लाइफ में एक डॉक्टर बलराम भार्गव इनफ नहीं थे कि आप भी आके खड़े हो गए. So we have two Bhargavs.
Dr. Priya Abraham, after seeing the film, we did one screening in Bombay. We call all the actors who played them and all the scientists. They sat together and watched the film in a small theater.
Right.
After this thing, वो तो normally खत्म होती तो बाहर निकलते हैं. तो Dr. Priya Abraham said, no, I want to say something. She started crying and she said, things I never told anybody in this world, how Pallavi you caught them. My emotions, my frustrations, my things, you have caught them. I think वो इसलिए हुआ because all of us believed in this.
Right.
We believed in it, And when you have conviction and faith, you can move mountains.
Okay, your movies are on the verge of release. Final word from all of you. You can look down the barrel and you can tell the viewer what to expect and why to watch the movie. Producer?
Oh, you want to start?
You're the ones who's going to manage the finances and the screens. So are you thinking profits?
I am thinking about the number of people that will come and watch the film, because for me it is very important. I'm not saying money is not important, it is equally important, but the aim here is to ensure that the film reaches more and more people so that they understand the sacrifices that these superheroes have made for us. We always celebrate the soldiers on the borders because they fight to save the country. And I think the scientists have done a similar role, standing in the laboratories, making the perfect vaccine and saving humanity. They are no less than our soldiers. So please watch this film to know the great efforts put in by the scientists for humanity, and especially our women scientists.
नाना करते वैक्सीन के लिए हाँ कर बैठे वैक्सीन वॉर.
नहीं मुझे लगता है कि हमारे लिए अपनी जान दांव पे लगाई थी इन लोगों ने, और उस दायरे से हम जब गुजर रहे थे इतने बुरी तरह, उस वक्त हमारे लिए कितनी बुरी तरह से ये लोग जो गुजर रहे थे, तो उनको सिर्फ सलाम करने का ये एक तरीका है, नमस्कार करने का है. उनकी उम्र छोड़ो, ये छोड़ो, रोज़मर्रा की, और वो करने वाले हमारे जैसे आम औरतें हैं. कोई ऐसे स्पेशल, कोई बहुत बड़ी, कोई साइंटिस्ट ऐसे दिखे कुछ नहीं. वही जो आप जो करते हैं घर में वैसे ही करने वाली, और एडिशनली वो ये है साइंटिस्ट है। तो मुझे कुछ नहीं, मुझे एक उनको नमस्कार करने का मौका मिला, मैं बहुत खुश हूँ।
मैं दो बातें कहूँगा। पहले मैं वैक्सीन की बॉटल के बारे में बोल दूँ। बहुत सारे पोस्टर के डिज़ाइन आए और बहुत सारे आए हर तरह के। जिस पोस्टर को सबने रिजेक्ट कर दिया 100% का, ये तो मतलब सुसाइड है। मैंने कहा यही सही पोस्टर है, यू नो, क्योंकि ये फिल्म वो नहीं है जो लोग नॉर्मली सो एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं। मैं द ओनली थिंग आई वांट टू से इज कि इन आवर इंडियन कल्चर, भारत के कल्चर में जो आपको जीवन दान देता है हम उसको भगवान मानते हैं। डॉक्टर को तो
Correct.
है ना, जब बचा लेता है डॉक्टर, कहते हैं
हाँ।
आप भगवान हो, मालिक आप, है ना। सो बट इन सिनेमा आई वॉन्ट, भगवान में फिर आस्तिक नास्तिक एथिज्म सब आ जाएगा, तो आई वॉन्ट टू स्टे अवे फ्रॉम दैट कॉन्ट्रोवर्सी। बट दिस इज इंडियाज फर्स्ट genuine, authentic superhero film. Second thing, I want principals and schools and colleges to show it to children.
Yeah.
And I am negotiating with PVR and with the other multiplex chains to give a heavy discount. If the vaccine was so cheap, then the film should also be very cheap and affordable. I want schools and colleges to show this film only for the reason because I want the future is in artificial intelligence and biotechnology, and like we became leaders in information technology, it's time that in next 10 years we should become world's #1 in biotechnology. And this film, if can inspire, therefore all schools and colleges should show it to their children.
Absolutely. So virologists can be superheroes, and this is a real superhero film. Real. Yeah, that's how it is. So please watch it. I've seen it. That's why I'm telling you, please watch it. Wonderful having you with us on this conversation. All the very, very best to you. I look forward to your next one and yours too. You're back to the files, isn't it? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Namaste.